All right, everybody, let's talk about Day 6 Math Fluency. Day 6 Math Fluency is giving you 8 times 3 and asking you to solve it in 4 different ways. Starting with, use any strategy. So I've already listed out the the strategy that we used most often in class at the beginning of the year when we were multiplying, and that's knowing that I've got 2 choices here. I can either add up 3 8s or I can add up 8 3s. Because multiplication is repeated addition. So again, I can do 8 3 times, or I can do 3 8 times, and I can choose at this point which one I want to do. I'm just going to use skip counting at this time. So if I use 8 plus 8 plus 8, I know that 8 plus 8 is 16, plus another 8 makes 24. If I use my 3's, I can skip count by 3's and use that Schoolhouse Rock song to help me out here. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. No matter which way I do it, 24 is the answer that I get. So that's how I used any strategy to solve it. Now I need to do it with models or visuals. One of the models that I like to use for multiplication is equal groups model. An equal groups model looks like this. The 8 here tells me that I've got 8 groups. So I'm going to make 8 circles. 1, 2, well, big size difference. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This just goes to prove. It doesn't have to be pretty. Just has to work for you. And the second number tells me that I have 3 in each group. So what I'm going to do is in each circle that I've made, I'm going to put 3 dots. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And lastly, 1, 2, 3. Now if I use my model to solve it, I have 3. Another 3 makes 6. Another 3 is 9. 10, 11, 12. 13, 14, 15. 16, 17, 18. 19, 20, 21. 22, 23, 24. Same answer as I had before. 24. Now I need to write a story. The last story, or the last few stories that we've done, have been some more, some went away. This story is a totally different kind of story. And the reason why it's a completely different kind of story is because this is an equal groups story. So in order to write a story like this, you're going to have 8 groups of something with 3 in each group. So when you look at that first number, I want you to think of like bags or boxes or some kind of a container that can hold things, because that 8 is referring to some kind of a container, like bags of stickers or boxes of books, some kind of a container, and you're going to need 8 of them for your story. And then each container is going to have 3 whatevers inside that container. So if I write my story, and you guys know that I like to start with a person, I'll start with Megan. I'll say that Megan has 8. Now that 8 is my container. It's a container like bags or boxes or packages. I'm going to say that she's got 8 packages of pens. Now, let's get that on the next line. Pens. Now I'm going to say how many are in each package. There are 3 pens in each package. Which gets me to my question. How many pens are there in all? So remember, when you see that multiplication sign, you are going to change your kind of a story to an equal group story, a story that has containers and things in the containers. For my story, I chose the containers. I chose them to be packages. I said packages. Those were my containers. And the 3 was the 3 pens in each package. And you guys will notice that I used my keyword each. That's one of our words that we talked about in class that means we're multiplying here. I used each in my story because that's a keyword for multiplication. Now, how do I know my answer is correct? For this, I'm going to say that I know my answer is correct because, now what I did first in that first box, this method up here, we call this repeated addition or skip counting. So I'm going to continue. I used repeated addition. Over here, I drew a model, and a model, period. Both times I got 24 as the answer. So that's how I know my answer is correct. I used repeated addition, which you could also call skip counting. If you said this is skip counting, you're right, because I did use skip counting. I said 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24. So that is true. I used skip counting. If so, whichever one you say works. I know my answer is correct because I used repeated addition, or like I said, you could put skip counting here, and a model. Both times I got 24 as the answer. All right, so a little bit of a mix-up today on our math fluency. We're now dealing with multiplication. So watch those stories. If you've already written your story and you realize that your story, the way you wrote it, turned out to be a some more, then just erase it and rewrite it. See if you can come up with your own packages, your own container. Instead of saying 8 packages, see if you can make it 8 boxes. And instead of putting 3 pens in each container, see if you can put 3 something else in each container to make your story more unique. But again, if you made a mistake anywhere, just go back and fix it. That's what this is all about, practicing and practicing. All right, until next time, you guys.